Good morning, you lovely people, once again from, Alabama has been. This is beautiful. IntelliRank is feeding the pelicans, oh no, not the pelicans, but the seagulls. I have with me Don Hennig, the founder of Accrue Me, and I'm super excited, super stoked of sharing a little bit about, hey, it's money giving, it's money lending, but in a very different story. Plus, you come from a very different background, Don. You have built a mortgage company and franchised mortgaging as a company, sold this as another business, where it's like, who can imagine that this is possible? But let me give you the chance here to intro Don, or let Don intro himself a little bit and say, hey, what is Accrue Me doing? How do you help sellers? How are you different from anything else that's there on the market? I'm going to listen and enjoy my coffee. Good morning.
Good morning. So you know what Accrue Me does? We created something completely different, something that's never been done in finance, ever. What we did was, instead of charging interest, instead of charging fees, we made it so much easier for the sellers. So sellers want to grow. And what we found was the problem was, whatever loan they take, their payments equal what they make. So they can't grow. You make $10,000 and you send $9,000 to the lender, you're not growing. You just can't.
You give the money back immediately. How should you grow?
Yeah. So you're just borrowing money to stay the same, and it makes no sense. So what we did was we created a system where, instead of paying back the money whenever, every month, you take our money, you use it as you need it. When you have opportunities to grow, you keep all the money in the business. You don't send money to us, and you just add into your inventory and make money. Like, it's crazy to take money out of your business when you have opportunities to grow. And what you owe us, we earn just a small percentage of profits, and only a tiny percentage.
Now hold on, I think this is the big,
Go ahead.
The big difference, right?
That's right.
You said you're not taking the interest. We're talking here about you getting a percentage of the profits that you make with the company, with the new money, with the new products, with the new selling. You go in and you look at how much profit is being done.
Yep.
And out of that, you don't have to pay back immediately.
Right.
You can pay back whenever you want to.
Whenever you want to. So we have sellers that haven't paid in a year and a half, 2 years, but they're growing by leaps and bounds because they're using our money to grow. It makes all the sense in the world. And when they slow down, what happens when you slow down? Most sellers, come April, you have lower inventory, you have lots of cash, and you have lots of receivable from Amazon.
Yeah.
So that's a good time to make a payment.
Yeah.
That's a good time to make a chunk of a payment. It's just smart. And then, come June, July, you're going to start needing money again to plan for Q3 and Q4. So you take out more money, and it's like a line of credit. It goes up and down as much as you want all the time. So it's just convenient for everybody. And as far as the profits go, we only take a small percentage of the first 5% of your profits. If you're earning 10%, you keep everything over that first 5%. We only earn a little bit of that first 5%. Tried to make it as fair as possible.
You founded Accrue Me when?
Like 4 years ago. And
there's nobody else in the industry doing it that way?
Nobody in any industry is doing it. And people come to us all the time and say, why isn't finance done like this?
Yeah.
All over the place.
But how did you come to this thought of, doing finance very differently? Obviously surviving for 4 years.
Oh yeah.
Good enough to still grow, still to get on new customers, get funding.
Yep.
From the investors.
Yep.
How did you find this idea of, hey, financing should be different?
Just created it. What we did was we looked at the financing in the industry, and personally I didn't like it. I said I felt it was kind of scummy, so I didn't want to be a part of it.
You've been in financing all your life long,
yeah,
right?
Pretty much. And I didn't like what I saw, so I said, no, I'm not going to do anything in here. So we brainstormed a different idea, and then we test marketed it, and it worked. Our first client is so funny. They didn't make a single payment until the 19th month. And our investors on Wall Street were saying, will anybody ever pay you? And we said, yeah, we think so, but we hope so. Well, then in the 19th month, they sent $2,000. Then they sent $5. Then they sent $10. And I called them up and I said, looks like you guys are going to start paying us off now. Looks like you're done. They said, no, we're not making any more payments. We had cash, just as you said, and now we're getting ready for Q3 and Q4.
Yeah.
So they stopped making payments and they started growing again. It just makes sense.
Now, the difference with other lendings is that you are paying back whenever you can, as quickly as possible. You're not looking after the profits, but you're getting an interest on, and if it if that helps you, you do this not in the moment of profit, but you pay back whenever you can. You pay back the full amount, and you stop, or the difficulty that you see there, you stop growing because you don't get additional money besides whatever you have for the profits.
Right, we see it all the time. Somebody borrows $1 million from Amazon or whoever. It doesn't matter who it is. Their monthly payments are, $100,000 or more. Well, that's around what they're going to earn.
Yeah.
So think about it. If they're earning a 10% ROI, their monthly profit is 10%.
You can't grow. Yeah.
All that money's coming out of the business and going to the lender. What are you doing? It makes no sense. You're doing things just for ego probably. It makes no sense from a business standpoint.
I can understand. We said, like yesterday in the evening, I mean, we didn't do it with any PowerPoint slides. We just started putting some numbers on paper.
Yeah.
I have to admit, it was like close to midnight. I was jet lagged.
It was after midnight. You guys kept me up until like 12:30, 1:45.
Yeah.
I'm an old man. Come on.
But I mean, everybody literally in the group was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. I mean, of course, if you take it out of the profits, and you still have the choice whenever you pay this back.
It's all about growth. What we are about is all about growth. If you want to grow your company, there's no better way to finance growth than what we do. There's just absolutely none. If you want to just stay where you are, you can do pretty much whatever you want. You can borrow from anywhere, all that. And in some cases it makes sense, and that's fine. We refer people to our competitors all the time. We get along with them. But, it's just not what I want to do.
Can you give like one or two examples? How did that help other sellers to literally grow?
We do.
I mean, no need to give any names, but
yeah, I get it. We do wholesale, private label, and RA. And I'm just going to give you an RA guy.
RA, retail arbitrage.
Retail arbitrage. We have a bunch of them, but it's one that I just remember offhand. He was consistently earning $2,500 a month in profit. Mm-hmm. Came to us. We gave him money. Then we gave him more. Then we gave him more. And in about 10 months, 12 months later, he was earning over $40,000 a month in profit. Over $40,000 a month. Talk about a game changer. Then he opened up a wholesale division, and he was making money there. And now he's in private label as well. So he's got all
because
three.
He was taking a part of the profit only, a percentage of it, not to necessarily pay it back, but you're taking the smaller percentage. He still had money left to grow, get more products, start other sales channels.
A wholesale guy, similar story, came to us. He was making $1,500 a month. First month with us, he made $2,500. 5 months later, he was earning $44,000 a month in profit. 7 months later, he was at $56,000 a month in profit. I mean, you can't grow like that if you just have a regular loan or on your own. You just can't do it. And private label, forget about it. We have guys that they couldn't open their second product and their third product. And then because of us, they went from 1 product to 4 products to 7 products. And their business just exploded.
So, and again, instead of taking all your profit from the month and paying it back, you say only of the first 5% of the profit. Out of that, you're taking, I don't know if you say that number, but whatever it is.
It's a small percentage, but it depends on how much money we have in versus how much the seller has in.
Yeah.
So it's an easy calculation.
Like we had yesterday, you have 70,000 whatever in the bank and receivables and products.
Let's say the seller has 70,000 and we give them 30,000.
Yeah.
Because these are easy numbers. So now there's $100,000 of capital in business. We represent 30%. Let's assume the seller earns 10%. They're going to earn, now they have $100,000 in assets, they're going to earn $10,000. We gave them 30 of it, we're 30%. Whatever percentage we represent, cut it in half.
Yep.
So we would get 15% of the profit, all right? All right, wait a minute. Not of the $10,000 that they earned in profit, but only of the first 5% ROI, which in this case is 5,000. So we would
earn, here came the point of the ROI.
We would earn $750 that month. So we gave them 30,000. We earned 750.
Yep.
They earned 9,250. Let's say we all leave the money in the business. Now what do they owe us? The next month they owe us $30,750. 750, yeah. If they decide to send us $5,000 a month after, then it's down to $25,750. And then they have they want to take out $10,000 more. They can do that. We run a P&L every single day for that each seller individually. That seller sees their P&L every day, can go back to the beginning of time and see their actual P&L, and it just matches up with everything. It's easy. And the seller moves money around, does whatever they want on our portal. They don't have to call us or email and say, hey, can I get $10,000 more? It's all in the system. Just move the money over.
Does it matter what size the loans are? Does it matter how much you're giving? Is it better for smaller ones, for larger ones?
It's better. I'm going to say what we've experienced. We limit it now. Our smallest that we'll do is $20,000.
Yeah.
We started doing $5,000, and it just wasn't profitable. And what we're finding now is that the larger sellers are the ones that are killing it with us, and they love what we're doing. So we're getting more $100,000 to $500,000 sellers now, as far as taking money out, how much money they need to grow, and they're killing it. Our biggest problem early on was we changed the model, what we just said. Our biggest problem early on is that we took profit on the whole profit, a percentage of the whole profit. And the sellers that used our money and grew rapidly and made so much money, they looked at us and say, now you guys are making a lot of money. And they were right. So we had to limit it. So that's what we did. And so now we are, for the sellers doing great.
Here comes the phrase, what impressed me so much yesterday at the bonfire was like, I never would dare to, compare myself in the terms of giving with him. The stories he has shared, the companies you have built, the people that got laid off, the people you've got, what you got, like, long story short, I think within one day, you employed back 1,300 employees.
1 week.
In 1 week.
Yeah.
But, still, that's insane.
Yeah.
And the phrase that he brought that impressed me the most is like, so why do you do that?
It's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do.
I got nothing out of that, by the way. There was, these are the things that you just do the right thing. Life comes back. You do the same thing. You're the connector. You're helping people. You do the exact same thing I do. All I do my whole career is help people get what they want. I'm not thinking about myself. That's bullshit. I don't care. I'm done. I've made money. I'm not worried about me. I just want to help people. If I can introduce you to somebody that'll help you, I will do it. If you reach out to me and say, Sebastian, call me. If I can help you in any way, I don't care about, if you're using AccrueMe or not, you just call, and I'm happy to help if I can.
The ones who know me, or many of the people I know don't know yet, I'm a big fan of, that's a shout out to Bob Burke. Bob, it's awesome to always be in connection with you on LinkedIn. I know you as I think a Hall of Fame keynote speaker, as an author, you take the time to answer on LinkedIn to my messages directly. And Bob is the author of The Go Giver. It's a small, tiny red book, but as soon as I read that book, I was like, hell, I do understand myself a lot better. How do I work? How do I function? And it is about giving. It is about helping people. It is not the whole world turns around profit, the whole world turns around. For sure, we do need to make money, but I think there's a lot more important things. And when you help others, things will come back manyfold.
Yeah.
And if not, you go to sleep with a really good feeling of having connected people, of having helped somebody. And when he said this yesterday, he said it 2 or 3 times, because it's the right thing. And Sean Hart also stood up and said, this is the phrase. This is about the giving and the helping.
And it's funny, I didn't even realize I used that phrase, but you guys picked up on it.
Yes,
it's cool.
It's I think this will. He's about to head off, getting an Uber and driving out to Pensacola, taking the plane right back to
New York.
New York,
Long Island.
Maybe we're gonna see each other there next week at the
That's
AMZ
right, we
Innovate.
will.
Right, I'm gonna take a road trip actually, maybe getting a car and driving up there. That's awesome.
That's gonna be a great experience.
Don, this is awesome in sharing about this. I'd love to see that people catch up on. And what's the best way of getting in touch with you? AccrueMe.com?
Yeah, Don at AccrueMe.com. Or find me on LinkedIn. It's my full name, Donald Henig, Henig. And again, especially if you mention somebody, I'm happy, if you send me spam, obviously it's a different story. But if you call me and ask me or say something, I have a question, I guarantee you'll get a response. Guaranteed.
Nice.
If I can help you, if this happens pretty often, people will reach out to me and say, hey, can you help me with this? Yes. That's the answer. Yes. I will do everything I can.
Not necessarily always thinking about profits. And this comes from a guy who says he's made money. He doesn't need to actually work a lot more. He does things because he enjoys it.
That's why I started AccrueMe. I was retired, but I saw an opportunity to help thousands of people, and that's really why we're doing it.
I can tell you, what, when I hit your age, which is going to be like in 2 weeks or so, I do want to have the same spirit, do want to have the same feeling and it feels good.
It does feel good. Life is great.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Don, thanks so much.
Hey, thanks,
we'll get
Sebastian.
you packed up and you head out New York City.
Hey man,
I'm sorry,
appreciate
man.
it.
Look, this is beautiful. We have IntelliRank here, Seller Candy, and you. And I'm sorry.
My family, baby.
We'll catch
Take
up.
care.
See you guys soon.
Thanks, Sebastian.